Hello and welcome to Tales from the Age of Men. If you'd like to check out previous series in this mod, there will be links in the description. If you also want to check out the mod's download page, there's also a link there too. Now, I'm playing this on the June 22nd development update, and if you're a supporter of the mod, you'll also have access to this, and otherwise they have done so much stuff. If you've seen my overview video, which kind of goes over quite a few of the new things, then you'll know what I'm talking about. There will be a link in the description to that as well. And otherwise, we have loads of new factions, yes. Loads and loads of new factions. I'm absolutely loving this because, for me personally, I think these guys right here, the Goblins of Blue Craig, however you want to say it, basically, if you take a look here, look at this. 40% party size increase, 25% village volunteer respawn increase, weak but numberless, 10% party speed on snow. Goblins know every crag and tunnel, and the horde devours everything, 20% party food consumption. So in other words, they're obviously going to be needing a lot more food, but they are endless. They have endless amounts of spawns, as you can see right there. And they have Crag Goblin Skirmishers, Blue Crag Brutes, and Goblin Spear Thralls. And they're all goblins. They're all goblins. It's absolutely crazy cool to see that. And they are right next to the High Kingdom of Linden. And these are elves. These are literal elves. I'm feeling pretty bad for the goblins right now, just generally because these elves are going to absolutely massacre pretty much anything. However, the goblins are indeed numerous. They will be able to absolutely swarm and hopefully absolutely murder every single elf in the area. But yeah, you can also see that there is a difficulty down in the bottom left of the various factions, and you can see that the goblins of Blue Crag here are indeed having a hard difficulty. Now, for me personally, right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play as Rhun. Yeah, I'm going to play as Rhun right here because these guys look really, really cool. They have probably one of the most well fleshed out troop trees that I've seen, and I would love to be able to see exactly what kinds of career abilities they have, because you can choose classes now in this update of the mod. That means that we're going to be getting an ability, a special activatable ability that will hopefully help us out here. Anyway, as you can see, we've got 10% party speed on step, plus 5% party size limit, 10% mounted recruit and upgrade cost, and 25%. These are just the Khuzait inherited stats that we're getting there. Some of them are the Khuzait inherited stats because these guys are, of course, horse archers mounted and so on and so forth. They're really going to make a big, big difference. So yeah, we're going to be playing as them and we're going to see how we do. So yeah, we can obviously play as human. I'm just going to go and randomize a little bit here. Okay, let me see. Let's go for someone like, I was gonna choose that guy. This guy, really? Okay, that's hilarious. Let's do it. Okay, so let's take a look. What do we want to do? Well, ideally we want to do riding, and well, I think medicine and charm we're going to need at least one in, so let's do that. And then we're going to need polearm. Riding and polearm. Oh, actually perfect. Look at that. Wow, look at that. Very nice. Okay, so what else do we have? Ooh, yeah, we're gonna have to do smithing, aren't we? We're gonna have to do smithing, I think. Maybe. Scouting and bows. I mean, bows might actually be relatively good too. I don't really want to do... Yeah, athletics and polearm. I think we'll probably do that. I'm gonna do a whole bunch of polearm, I guess. Do we want to do riding and polearm again? Really? Riding and polearm again? Okay, that's kind of interesting. Athletics and polearm. Do we really want to go super hard on polearm? I guess we will. And indeed, we're going to start at age 40 here. 6 unspent focus points, 3 unspent attribute points. That sounds really, really good. And as you can see, here we go. These are our class choices. So we have a Kodian Legionnaire. We have the Locus Drus Marksman. And then we have the Balgoth Khan, which is a heavy cavalry commander of the Balkoth, who leads unstoppable mounted charges, maintaining iron morale no matter the odds. Yeah, I love that. Let's do that. That sounds like a really, really fun idea. And indeed, we're going to be able to pick our very own amazing icon. I have no idea what to pick. I don't know what would be suitable for Rhun. I assume a horse of some kind. Should we choose this very fancy horse right here? I think that sounds like a great plan. So let me just see here. Let me... Oh, actually, this looks cool. You know what? I like that. We look way too Gondorian now, don't we? Yeah, we absolutely do. Okay, so let's choose Battle. We're going to call ourselves Bruce. There we go. That is what we're going to go for here. And we'll go for... Whoops. Let's go for the Bannerlord difficulty. We have fast mode enabled, by the way. You don't obviously have to play with fast mode if you don't want to. I personally really love it. So I'm so glad that this mod now has this enabled. Or now has it, you know, compatibility with it. And yeah. Otherwise, we're going to go straight on in. Alright, so already we're seeing some crazy expensive units here. These guys are going to be the best. They're going to be so extremely cool. They can even create chariots. They can become chariot-based units. Bear in mind, the members of the modding team, I think the lead developer has actually said, if you want a stable experience, then probably not a good idea to go for the chariots, because they are obviously still a work in progress. That's just something that I want to mention as well. Everything you see here is still a work in progress. So if something doesn't work or something's a little bit rough around the edges, we have to understand that, okay? Let's just, you know, give them some slack, because let's face it, they are doing an amazing job. Absolutely insane amounts of effort has been put into this. And yeah, I am just very much looking forward to seeing what we can do here. Actually, you know what? Can I go into the tournament straight away? I actually wonder. I think I can. Yes, I can. Okay. Okay. Well, first of all, let me... yes, let me spec into something. Okay, so what do we have here? Okay, so we can spec into that immediately. Oh, I love that. Wait a minute. Is this an instant... Yes, so there's no longer a thing that allows me to just click on this and then, you know, confirm my choice. So that's actually extremely nice. Let's go and spec a little bit more into Vigor here. And I think what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to put some points into riding skill. That's going to be extremely important for us. A bit more in athletics as well. I already have 1 point in medicine, so it's not really necessary for us to do anything more there. However, I'm now wondering what else we want to do. Well, probably leadership. I'm thinking leadership is probably, well, we don't really need a huge amount, because we're not really going to be doing a massive amount of prisoner conversions, because that's just not how this mod works. We don't do prisoner conversions. I think we'll probably do smithing. I think we will probably do smithing. Not a big fan of doing smithing most of the time, but I feel like maybe that's going to be kind of nice for us. Anyway, as you can see, this is our... Oh, wow. This is going to be absolutely incredible, actually. Yeah, so this is our career ability here. Invoke the Iron Discipline of the Balkoth. Boosts 25% charge damage, 20% mount speed, and 10% melee damage for 8 seconds. And I'm assuming that there is a 15-second cooldown on that. So you're going to be having this active about 50% of the time. And we haven't even looked at any of the other benefits that we're going to be getting from this. So look at this. Unyielding duration extended, sustaining the fearless charge. Unyielding radius expanded. Rallying a broader tide of riders. Unyielding charge reduced, the warband never slows. And indeed, there's a load of other things available here. And yeah, this is going to be incredible. This is going to be extremely cool. All right, so let's go in. Let's hope that we can actually win this tournament. It's going to be kind of hard for us to do this, I think, considering I have such terrible gear. But maybe they're going to give me some gear. Maybe I'm going to get lucky. Who knows? Oh, I am going to get lucky. Oh, I am getting lucky. Wow. This is nice. Okay, look at that. 87, actually, not 50. Why did I say 50? Anyway, yeah, we're not going to have a bad time here whatsoever. Don't get shot in the face by that guy, thank you very much. I do have to be a little bit careful here, because I am not used to having a character that has such low skills. So I am literally running around and I'm like, oh, why am I so slow? Why am I thrusting at them so poorly? And that is literally just because, well, my character is terrible. So, you know, he's not going to be doing a particularly good job right now. Okay, we can only hope that we're going to be getting a similar thing across the board here. Oh, yeah, there we go. Very nice. And this is a slashing. Ooh, that's not so good. That is not so good. Okay, well, let's see what we can do. Nice. There we go. Wow, we eliminated him so easily. What? Okay, here we go. Oh, no. Okay, come on now. Come on now. We can do this. Oh, no, no, it's actually a lot longer. No, no, no. The cooldown is not 15 seconds. I believe it's 30 seconds. I guess that kind of makes sense, considering it is a very, very strong, or at least I feel like it's probably a, maybe a slightly stronger ability than what you'd see from other classes, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I have seen 2 other abilities, and they were primarily 15-second cooldown. Okay, yeah, this is going to be kind of harsh, because now I'm having a situation where I have to defend against 2 enemies at once, because they do seem to want to focus me down for some reason. I don't know why that is, but okay. Okay, there we go. Nice little block there. Let's be careful. I'm thinking we're probably going to try. Yep, there we go. Nice. This is good. Oh, no, never mind. Not so good. Oh, that was a nice hit, sir. That was a very, very nice hit. Okay, well, hopefully I can kill... Yes. There we go. That is exactly what we wanted. Okay, perfect, perfect. Now, this is a 2 versus 2. Hopefully... Okay, I do have a spear once again. Not a terribly big... Ooh, no, 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 no. This is not good. Alright, yeah, we're going to have a problem with this. This is going to be a big, big issue. I do not have any real skills. And so it is going to be mighty uncomfortable. Yeah, this is going to be very, very uncomfortable here. Oh, no, actually, wait. Hello. That's some good damage. Nice, good damage. And 1 more hit. He should die in 1 more hit. I can only be thankful that we are not up against people that have insanely good armor or anything like that. Okay, here we go. I need to focus this guy down just to get him out the way, because it is emboldening his teammate. And there it is. Nice. Alright, that took me quite some time to actually get this guy, because he was just blocking 100% of the time. It was really, really difficult. And now we're up against an Easterling Halberdier. So this guy is going to be quite tricky for us to deal with. He has obviously the same exact weapon we're using, which is a slasher. Could be very, very problematic for us. I'm going to go for the overhead. Nice. Yeah. That is exactly what we wanted. We want that crush through. I wasn't entirely sure if there was going to be a crush through, but yes, there turned out to be one. And that really makes a huge difference to us. Now, if I can just do a little bit of something here, I'll be pretty happy with it. Nice. There we go. Yeah, there we go. You just use the crush through. Use the crush through. That's exactly what we want to do. All right. So we did get some war banners from this. I'm not entirely sure what that does, but yeah, as I said, I think it actually does. It does get us some. Actually, I don't know what war banners does. What does war banners do? Because I know that we have another kind of currency in the mod now, and I believe the mod uses that for noble troops, or uses that to pay noble troops. Okay, so we now have the option to spec some more perks. So what are we going to do? Polearms that dismount, ignore 25% dismount resistance on attacks against cavalry. In my opinion, that's going to be the way to go here, so I'll take that. And we're also going to be going for additional charge damage. I know. Usually I never, ever take this. And the reason why is because, well, maneuvering and riding skill is generally, in my opinion, better. However, in this case, I want to try to maximize our charge damage as much as possible, because charge damage is a thing that is buffed by our ability. So if I were to use my ability and then have massive amounts of charge damage, obviously we're going to be getting a huge amount of charge damage as it is, because we're going to be leveling up riding skill quite dramatically. Then hopefully at that point we're going to be in the money, as it were. We're going to be having a great time. So the question is, do I want to now go for some more smithing skill, or do I want to level up one-handed? I think I'll level up one-handed a little bit here. And then we're going to just go over to our career screen here, because I do actually have 1 point. So what are we going to go for? Well, there isn't much, unfortunately, for me to really take here at the very beginning. The very beginning doesn't really give us anything super amazing. I'm actually really hoping... yeah, we're going to go for this, Fearless Outrider, because while this only gives me, and I'm not a big fan of this is something that I mentioned in the overview video as well, I'm not a big fan of troop morale, or any kind of perk that really gives you more morale, because if you're doing well, you don't really need morale, right? That's the point. You don't really need morale. Actually, wait a minute. Is this... Wait. Is this actually giving me this one, or is it giving me the other one? I actually have no idea. Well, whatever the case, if it is actually giving me the highest level buff, then I think I'm perfectly fine with that. Thank you very much. Yes, that would be very, very useful for us. But yeah, I guess we'll see what happens, and we'll just make our way over here because for some reason we don't have any food, so I'm gonna have to buy some. There we go. Let's try to recruit some people as well right here. So yeah, these guys, as you can see, I believe they are... Yeah, no. These are different... This is a different troop tree. Yeah, this is a different troop tree. And they are not noble units. So I am more easily capable of being able to afford them, of course. And I would very much like to find... I would love to find some bandits to fight. Because, yeah, they're going to be so fun. Yeah, I've got loads and loads of people here, so yeah, let's see if we can find some bandits. I don't know where we would find bandits in the Rhun territories, so I'm hopeful that we'll be able to find some relatively easily. Alright, so we're in a battle against some looters. Unfortunately, they are just looters. I would have preferred to have gone into a battle against some corsairs or something like that, but yeah, this is just what we're going to have to deal with here. And they are, as you can see, taking massive damage. They are actually taking massive damage here. And I did use my ability, as you might expect, because it was a no-brainer. You know, we were getting some really, really nice run up here. Get some good speed behind our attack. And I'm very much hoping that what we'll be able to do is actually afford a new horse. Because that is going to be a significant thing, right? Being able to... get a new horse, especially for a cavalry-focused character, very, very important. So that's what we're going to try to do as soon as possible. Oh yeah, so we did get war banners. So I actually need to figure out what that is, because you can see here we have war spoils, right? We have war spoils down here. There. Oh, no, never mind. War banners. Oh, okay. They basically... Oh, okay, fine. All right. Yeah, they are... Okay, so they're known as war banners. Okay, fine. That's okay then. I thought they were known as war spoils for some reason. Ah, it could be... Oh, I see. Maybe the difference between the factions, because the last time I saw that particular statistic, we were playing as an Uruk, and I think that yeah, I think that probably makes sense. Anyway, let's do 20% or yeah, I think we'll do 20% additional hit points to our mounts. I think that probably makes the most sense. All right, so yeah, I'm going to continue moving around here. I'll try and find some slightly higher level bandits. I think that's probably going to be more fun for us because, you know, that was way too easy, right? All right, so we just leveled up, and indeed we are about to go into a fight against some Erebor dwarves. This is maybe... I'm a little bit worried about this, let's just say that. I feel like maybe we're going to have some problems with this, but... well, what can I do? What can I do apart from do it? So we're gonna spec into some smithing here, and I also have another career point to spend. So let's probably spec that in this. Yeah, no, that does actually seem to be the case. In other words, we are now having a duration increase. So very nice. I like that. And you can see here that we're currently running away from 2 Erebor guys, because what I basically did was I went into a battle against some random looters, and these guys were nearby. Alright, so what do they have? They don't even have anything amazing, but apparently they're so much stronger than we are, or at the very least they look to be a bit stronger. So the best thing that I can do right now is apparently, oh dear, apparently tank a bunch of damage from the enemy throwing their axes at me. Ow, that kind of hurts. Alright, yeah, not a terribly big fan of that. I mean, I obviously don't have a particularly good mount right now, and I don't have particularly good armor either, so... oh, wow, yeah, I might actually end up just dying here. This would be very bad. Okay, let's use our ability right here. Nice damage. Can we do a little bit more? There we go. Okay, I need some kills. There we go. Nice. Okay, yes, we're doing some good damage. Ooh, kind of bad that I missed that slash, or shall we say missed that thrust. There we go. Killed that guy at least. Killed that one. Very wonderful. Okay, good. Come on now. We need more of this. We need more of this, please. Yeah, there we go. Oh, we're absolutely massacring them. What was I worried about? I was really, really worried. Okay, never mind. We're fine. Let's do some more damage while I can. Okay, apparently that's not possible. Oh dear, I missed out on 75 riding skill literally by 1 kill or something like that. But yeah, there you go. Okay, that went very well. Very surprised. I really thought we were going to have huge problems there, but yes, no, we actually did a good job. All right, so let's start getting our people leveled up into really nice cavalry here. We have a Thek Erebor shield. Thek, I said. I don't know why I said Thek, but yes, we do indeed have a Thek one. Ha ha. Yes, anyway, we'll see what we can otherwise do here, because obviously, here's the thing, yeah? I am only going to use this shield because this is clearly better than what we had beforehand. That is the only reason why I'm going to use that. Otherwise, I'm going to try and get my hands on a really nice set of Easterling armor and some really nice, you know, related equipment. That's going to be really useful. And wait a minute. Hello. Where are you? Where did you go, sir? Oh, no. There's 2 of them. All right. That's pretty bad, actually. Yeah. There's 2 parties right here. Oh, they split off. This is absolutely perfect. Okay, literally, them splitting off right now is probably one of the best things that they could have done. Okay, so thrust damage. Yes, thrust damage with polearms. Let's go for another point in vigor here while we can. And should I go for... You know what? I'm going to go for more riding skill. Should we try to just power level our riding skill really quickly, just so that we can get to 275 and then have that insane charge damage increase? Maybe that's the way to go. Maybe it is. And now we can increase our max health as well. Look at that. We're going to get a max health increase. So now, well, we can't actually tell how much we have because, well, the game needs to run to be able to update that particular stat. So we're going to have to get out of this battle and then we'll have to see. But yeah, we're getting some really nice cavalry here. I'm very much looking forward to going into actual battles against Erebor here because as far as I remember, they don't have any cavalry whatsoever, which really gives me a huge amount of confidence because you know how it is. If you're up against, if you yourself has a bunch of cavalry and your opponent doesn't have any, then it is a fascinating experience. It's probably one of the most fun that you can have, just because the enemy just can't do much to you. So yeah, you're gonna have a great time with that. Okay, come on out, let's be careful. Yeah, we could potentially get absolutely murdered by these as well. We have to be a little bit aware of that. Because dwarves, they're not pushovers, you know? They're not pushovers. Despite the fact that it looks like that right now, it's not actually the case. And there we go. We're gonna continue doing things. Can we... Oh, no, never mind. Wow, these guys are just literally coming in here, just absolutely slaughtering everything in their path. And I literally had to do pretty much nothing at all. I did do 3... I got 3 kills. I guess that's kind of decent. Let's see if we can... Nice. Get the last hit on that guy. Get some nice experience increase from that as well. Alright, there you go. Okay, so we are ending up losing a handful of people every single time we go in, which is not exactly great. I'd like to try and prevent that if at all possible, but as it stands, obviously that's not really happening. Let's go for some more horsemen here. Yeah, we're going to get some more loot. Obviously, I can't equip this. I can't equip this loot. So what we're going to have to do is we will have to purchase our very own stuff, or at least I think so. Thankfully, the villages are really close by, and the ones that, you know, are actually owned by us, are owned by our faction at the very least. So this is actually kind of cool, because I can immediately come here and then just be like, yes, hello, I'd like to order a handful of troops, please. And then, you know, we're going to be great and absolutely fine. Yeah, so the problem is I actually want to go over to a town. Oh, wait, there is one right here. Is this a town? That doesn't look like a town to me. No, this is a town right here. There we go. Okay, let's go over there. Despite the fact that there were some more Erebor warriors. Wow, there's actually a significant amount of them. I guess the hideout is really causing a lot of spawn rate on them right here. But you know what? We're going to need to do this. Okay, we're going to need to do this because I need to get here, sell what I can. Let's just put this here. Yeah, by the way, there is this incorporated mod that basically allows you to set up gear sets, right? So if you've ever played an MMORPG and you play different types of specs, so for example, if you're playing DPS and then you also have a healer set or a tanking set or something like that, then you can change between those gear sets. This is very, very similar in that respect, where basically what you can do is you can just set up something, for example, a siege. So for example, if you have, I don't know, a pole arm on and you don't want to use the pole arm in the siege, then you can set up a preset without the pole arm in your equipment and instead, you know, equip something that is a little bit more on point. So big two-handed or a ranged weapon or something like that. I very much enjoy the fact that they've added something like that. That really makes a huge difference. Okay, so yeah, we're just going to basically sell all of this stuff. As you can see, quick actions right here. Look at this. Sell all vanilla, sell low value, sell damaged, right? And this is all according to your customized settings. I'm just going to sell all vanilla because that's the default Bannerlord behavior. We're going to get 7,000 gold. That's absolutely perfect. We can do the same thing round about here. There you go. And I am just going to be keeping these because what we're going to do is we are hopefully going to be able to get, yes, we can buy a little bit of hardwood because obviously I am going to be doing smithing. I am a little bit worried about the fact that I think, yeah, I don't have unlimited stamina, but we do have fast mode. So fast mode is going to make things much more bearable when it comes to leveling our smithing skill, because you can see here we're already almost at 25. Oh, we are so close. Okay, yeah, well, maybe we can... Ah, I must rest. Of course I must rest. Okay, yeah, I'm just going to rest a little bit. I kind of hope that there is something that kind of tells me that I've got full energy back, but I highly doubt it. That would have to be in the base game, I think, for that to be, you know, a thing that's actually available for us. But yeah, otherwise I will be going for nomadic traditions here, despite the fact that nomadic traditions isn't actually that impactful. Surprisingly enough, it isn't, but it is good at what it does. It gives you that small little extra boost that you need potentially for, you know, for a wide variety of other stuff. So yeah, pretty happy with that. Otherwise, here we go. Now we can actually start doing some really cool things here. So I have 25 smithing. Now we can actually get efficient charcoal maker, and then we can go straight back on in here, and then we can start getting 3 charcoal per wood, and that's going to get us so much more. You can see here that all of these things are actually exceptionally good. Very nice. Okay, yeah. I might try potentially installing an unlimited stamina mod, just because I find smithing to be very frustrating without it, but maybe with fast mode, as I say, maybe that is going to be okay. Maybe it's going to be all right. Maybe we don't have to worry about it too much. Okay, well, what's actually happening here? These guys are attempting to eliminate this caravan. Oh, they actually managed it. Huh. Okay, that was not particularly good, was it? Yeah, that was not particularly good. Okay, wait a minute. Where are you going? Where are you going, sir? Come back here. Come back here, fiend. I will chase him. I will chase him to the ends of the earth. Funnily enough, if we do get attacked by multiple Erebor groups, I have a bad feeling that maybe we would have some issues. I mean, as it stands right now, we are seemingly destroying everyone in sight. So maybe I don't have to worry too much about it. Right? Maybe not. I don't know. I am going to tell everyone to charge this time because, well, actually, you know what? Let's not do that. No. I'm most of the time what I'm doing is I'm just kind of waiting until I personally do a little bit of extra damage to the opponent before we tell our forces to charge in here. But maybe it's not a good idea. Maybe I need to... I don't know, maybe I just need to be a bit more aggressive. Should I be a bit more aggressive? I don't know. I think that's probably a mistake in itself too, because if I am more aggressive, then I'm going to take more damage and probably end up getting myself killed, like this. You see that? Like that. I might actually end up dying right here, which would be extremely bad for our morale. That may, in fact, even cause us to lose. So I'm hopeful that that will not happen. What is going on here with my weapon? I think I need to get a better weapon, to be honest. This weapon is, don't get me wrong, it's actually good. It's just a little bit awkward. It's an awkward length for me. I don't know why. But yeah, it's an awkward length, despite the fact that it has really, really decent damage, right? It's doing some pretty nice damage for us. but I do personally prefer other kinds of pole arms. So I think either we're going to create a pole arm that we can potentially use, because obviously we're going to get smithing, or we're just going to go in and maybe purchase one. I do need to get a new horse as well, so maybe it would be a good idea for us to do that. Wow, we actually ended up losing quite a few people. Surprisingly so. Okay, well, yeah, I guess that's... I guess that happens, right? I guess that happens anyway. Yeah, let's just take this. That's all I can really do, unfortunately. I am gonna level up more of these guys. Oh, what about this? They can become... Ooh, I actually like... Ooh, I like all of these, actually. Look at that. They've got Jarids. Oh, I love anyone that uses Jarids. Okay, you know what? Let's go for the crossbowman. Yeah, let's go for the crossbowman, and then we'll create some crazy cool skirmishers or something like that. I think that's probably going to be the way to go here. All right, yeah. So we'll just get as much as we can handle here as well. I probably do need to get some carry capacity horses as well, so not just a horse that is going to propel us forward on our wonderful quest to eliminate the whoever we're fighting against. Let's get these guys. How close am I to the next? Ooh, no, we're far away. Okay, yeah, so we're gonna have to do quite a bit more. Oh, thankfully we did actually get preventive medicine. That's wonderful. And we also got combat tips too. That's great. Let's go and spec another point into pole arms here while we can. And then I think, yeah, as you can see, my max hit points are 105 plus 20. Is that true? Are my career abilities working? I actually don't know whether they're working, but again, work in progress, right? Work in progress. Anyway, let's go in against these looters. I'm basically just going to go in for an auto resolve here, just because I want preventive medicine to activate. And you can see here immediately gives us back to 50% HP. Extremely nice. Now we're just going to go back on in here, and then we are going to sell our prisoners. Wow, 910. Very nice. Okay, so drive the lepers away. That's probably what I'm going to go ahead and do here, because we're going to be getting a huge amount of charm skill for that. Actually, you know what? I feel like charm skill might even be the play here. Let's go for renowned promoter, and then let's actually go over here and see if we can fight some of these Ereborians. There we go. Nice. Alright, so we've got 10 cavalry right here now, so we should have a very nice time out. Yeah, obviously me getting absolutely massacred by the enemy's archers somehow. Don't know why that's happening, but there you go. I mean, generally I do feel as though they have some pretty good units. Well, that was easy enough, wasn't it? I didn't even have to do anything. Wow, that's crazy. Alright, so there you go. Another 3.5 renown. Obviously, we're going to have to do quite a few more of these fights, but that's okay, because we are very slowly increasing our overall steward skill, or shall we say the capacity of our army at the very least. And a steward skill, you know what? Let's try to get a companion early on, shall we? Because I have a feeling that companions are going to be really strong here. And if I can afford them, I mean, that's the thing. I don't know whether I can afford them. So let's just have a look-see. Ah, here we go. Hello. We have an Eisen Guardian. Look at him. He's got some crazy good stats. So as you see right there, in my opinion, he should become probably a really good steward for us. I think that sounds pretty nice, and considering he's also part of the evil faction, kind of makes sense. Let's just see how much he is though, because I'm assuming he's going to be he's 570. Yes, He's 573,000. Yeah, that kind of puts paid to that, doesn't it? Yes, it certainly does. All right, well, that's fine, I suppose. Ooh, okay, we've got... Huh, okay, wait a minute. I'm actually very surprised that the horse faction has no horses in one of their towns. I assume that's because they're so close to... Oh, no, wait, these are still our fiefs. Wow. This is a huge map, I gotta say that. Oh, hello. Alright. Oh, this is interesting. Okay, we're gonna have to do some damage here. Alright, let's have a look. So, we'll go for Sweeping Wind. That gets us some more top speed here. And we'll also go with Hard Knock. I personally love Hard Knock. And we have one extra career point to spend. Let's go for that party movement speed. Alright, so we're gonna charge straight on into these guys, and we've got an additional level already. Very nice. Let's see if we can get a couple more, shall we? There we go. Yes, more experience for us, more skill ups. That is what we need. As I said, power leveling our riding skill would probably be the best course of action for me in this situation. Unlucky. No, nice. Good. Okay, come on now. A little bit more. Yeah, I need to get a much better weapon. I mean, it's not even, as I say, it's not even a bad weapon. It's just not something for me. I'm just really bad at using it for some reason. I don't know why, but yeah, I am not very good at it. So we're going to need something a little bit better for us here. Yeah, this is not going to go super well. Okay, I think we might have this in the bag. This is a little bit of a dubious statement from me right there. I'm not too sure. But right now, it's looking a little bit better than it was. But yeah, as you can see, we only have 6 people remaining. If these fellows had actually eliminated a handful more of our cavalry, they would have won this. And I mean, that is to be expected, I suppose, considering they do have the numbers advantage. Quite a significant numbers advantage, but we obviously have cavalry, and cavalry is most of the time going to achieve victory if it is mostly infantry on the enemy side, and they don't really have much that they can do. They don't have any spears or anything like that, so yeah, very nice and simple right there. Unfortunately, we ended up losing quite a significant amount of people at the same time too, but that's okay, because we just gained massive amount of armor. So if I can now find my way over to a town... Oh, never mind. Okay, we're actually really close to this one, so I think I'll probably just go in there. Okay, yeah, we have... Whoa, there's so many amazing troops in here. Can I actually... I can. Huh. Do I want to recruit all of them for 4,000? Yes. Let's recruit all of those guys for 4,000. I think that sounds like a pretty fun idea. Now, yeah, what we can also do here is we could sell low-value stuff. So, as you can see, we could just sell all the low-value stuff. Boom, apply this bulk action. There it is. So, we're now going to be getting 2,900 if we just sell all of our low-level stuff, which I think it's pretty nice. For me personally, I don't really care about selling everything, so I will just sell everything right now. But it's just a really, really nice little option that allows you a bit more flexibility. And then we also have this, of course. I'm going to sell all of this too. Let's see if they have any horses. They still do not have any horses. I am very saddened by this, but maybe they do have a really, really nice polearm. Give me a polearm, sir. Thank you. Can we have a nice polearm? I am thinking maybe we'll go with the Thamaskene Pike. Nope, can't use that on a horse. Okay, that's unfortunate. What about this one? I mean, as you can see, the Easterling Spear is just so much better. I mean, it does 50 piercing damage, 90, you know, it's got everything that you'd want, apart from the fact that it has extremely low reach. I think that's my main issue with it right now. Oh, this is pretty nice. Okay, I think we'll probably use that. Yes, yes, there we go. All right, yeah, there we go. All right, so that is exactly what we'll do. We'll use this. Gonna just lock that just in case. And there we go. I'm still getting 12,600. If you can believe it. That is pretty crazy. Okay. Yeah, we're fine. Getting some trade skill there. Yep, that's okay too. Okay, so we're going to get relief force. We've got 2 focus points to spend. What do we want to spend it in? Well, I guess smithing skill, right? I guess smithing skill. So going to do that. Let's have a look at our career options here. Okay, so we get troop morale. I don't care about troop morale, so I'm actually going to leave that for now. And we're going to start leveling up the other tree here. Look at that. 8% increased horse charge damage. And there's going to be more horse charge damage at the top here. Look at this. 12%. And then, do we have more? Yes, 18%. So we're getting, whoa. So we're getting like what, 43% charge damage just from some random bonuses in the career options. That's going to be incredibly fun. All right, so let's have a look here. Costly materials, no. Okay, yeah. I could technically go in and do this tournament here. The question is, do we want to do that? Do we want to do that? Maybe. Did I just sell my shoulders that I got from the... I think I actually sold them beforehand, didn't I? Yeah, I think I actually sold those shoulders that I got from the previous tournament. Because I was so excited about winning the tournament that I just completely forgot that I actually got those. Oh well, never mind. It's fine. We've been doing okay, right? We've been doing okay. And it did give us that very nice money increase, I suppose. Alright, so before we move on from the town, we have this significant amount of cash, right? So what do we actually want to do with it? Do we want to purchase some shoulders? Do we want to... I don't know. I mean, that's the thing. 2,200, I don't know whether it's really worth it. What I would love to get is a horse, but unfortunately we don't have the opportunity to do that. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to move on and we're going to try to get to one of the other Easterling towns, maybe this one down here. I initially wanted to do that, but obviously they attacked me, so I was like, oh, okay, well, I guess I'll just defend myself, and then we'll move on after that. Okay, I think we're probably going to go for the Lancer here. That sounds pretty nice. Let's see, do we have any additional... No, we don't. Okay, that's absolutely fine. All right, let's move on. Okay, wait. There were some Erebor warriors there. Maybe that would have been a good idea to fight them then. I don't know. The thing is, I feel like it gives us... Okay, I will fight these ones. But yeah, I feel like it gives us such a higher percentage chance of actually being able to defeat these enemies if we ourselves have a great horse. So if we can find one, I'll be really, really pleased. Obviously, it very much depends on the villages nearby, the towns and stuff like that, but yeah. We can only hope that these fellows actually do have some mounts, because if they don't, we will probably have to make our way all the way back to, the inner territories of Rhun, and that's going to be kind of hard. That's going to be a kind of harsh thing for us to do. But we do have all of those nice party movement speed increases from our career options if they're working, and that's going to be quite fun, I think. But let's just see what we can do here. Maybe we'll be okay. Ow. Yeah. Yeah. I kind of thought that would happen. Now that I have a new weapon, I kind of thought that this kind of thing would happen, where the enemy was just like, yes, we will interrupt you at every single turn, because that's generally what they tend to do. Nice, good damage, good damage. Can we do some more? The funny thing is, I do feel a little bit better about this weapon choice, but it is still not going to provide us with significant consistency just yet. Or maybe it will. Okay, maybe it will. I'm actually doing some pretty good damage. Is that the it? Yeah, that is the victory. That is the it. Yes, indeed. All right, there it is. 3.3 renown right there, and we can indeed capture some of those guys. Look at the... Wow, loads of experience too. Okay, so the question is, what do we want? Yeah, I think we want footmen. I'm going to create footmen here just because I want to turn them into cavalry as much as I possibly can, of course. And it doesn't help that we're not fighting a cavalry-focused enemy because they don't have any horses themselves. So it's going to be quite funny for us. Okay, who do we have here? Rhun. We actually have a Rhun-focused army. That's very cool. All right, so I'm going to go down here, try and see if I can get my hands on a horse. And do they have... Wow, they don't have any horses. Okay, that's kind of bad, isn't it? Yeah, that is kind of bad. All right, well, let's just sell everything there. I can maybe get some... No, that basically doesn't do anything. We can sell some stuff. Who's this guy? Yeah, no, never mind. He is indeed a dwarf. And we're going to go... Yeah, I mean, the problem is I can't find any horse merchants, right? And there are no villages in the area that actually have any horses. I might have to... You know what? I could speak to one of the one of the allied lords, and we could try and see if they have some horses for sale. We might be able to pick up something from them. So I'm thinking if I can find their army. There we go, there he is. Hello there, sir. I would like to barter with you if at all possible. I have a proposal that may benefit us both. Here we go. Okay, no, it seems like I cannot speak to him about his horses, unfortunately. All right, so we're going to have to cancel that. I want to discuss my career path. Oh, very cool. Look at this. So basically, this is what's also really amazing. I didn't realize this at the time, but this is amazing. You can actually change your career path if you don't like what you currently have. And I think that's amazing, because imagine you pick something and you're like, oh, okay, I've gotten to level 20 now. I'm still not a huge fan of how this plays, or I don't like the ability, or I don't like the skill tree or whatever. And then you think to yourself, oh yeah, you know what? I can actually change, and you can change at any point. That is amazing. I love that. That is exactly the kind of thing that we want to see. All right, so yeah, otherwise, apart from that, what do I want to do? Well, the problem is there are no... Where are the horse villages? There are literally no horse villages anywhere in Rhun territory, as far as I can tell. I mean, at least in this area. So, if I were to go further afield... There's hogs and stuff like that. I mean, if we could ride a hog into battle, that would actually be a little bit useful, but, you know, we can't, so... This is... Wow, I'm actually very surprised. Okay, so, no horse villages. Is that just me? Am I being ridiculous? Am I not seeing something that I should be seeing? Because I don't see any horse villages whatsoever. Alright, so I actually got really lucky here. We have now encountered some actual Rhun raiders, which I think is probably going to be our best shot at maybe getting our hands on a horse or two. Probably won't be very likely, but you know, we can try it, right? We can try it, and maybe we'll get somewhat lucky here. Who knows? But yeah, I guess it's not looking particularly likely right now, because there's only three. There's only three cavalry that they have here, so probably very unlikely that they're going to drop a mount for us. But if they do drop a mount for us, I would be eternally grateful. Hint, hint. There's no way, right? There's no way, because I don't see any point in going back to any of the previous towns that we passed by, because, well, there are no horse villages nearby. So the only thing that we can hope for if we do go to a town is finding a horse that has been delivered through a caravan's trading route. I think that's probably one of the only things that we can do. I actually would not know where you would be able to get Rhun horses from, because if there are no villages in Rhun territory itself, then I have no idea what that means. How's that going to work? I don't know. Anyway, we've got Crusade peasants here. Not going to even bother with those, obviously. There we go. Yes, we actually did get some. That's fantastic. Wow, how lucky. That was probably the luckiest thing that we could have gotten. And we also got some Rhun... Whoa, we got some Rhun shoulder pads. We've got a Rhun helmet. Rhun boots as well, but obviously the boots don't really do much for us. Unfortunately, we did get some Rhun braces. Wow. Couldn't have gotten luckier there, in my opinion. Couldn't have gotten luckier. The only thing we could have gotten lucky with, I guess, is maybe a... Oh, I don't even know, to be honest. Maybe a chest piece? Maybe a chest piece, yeah. Maybe a chest piece. But I think we're probably going to do a lot better if we just purchase that ourselves. But yeah, that was really, really nice. It just goes to show, yeah, you know, you really want to do those kinds of things, don't you? You really want to do those kinds of random battles that you think, oh, is this really going to actually give me anything? Yeah, it turns out that they do. They really do give you stuff. So very, very pleased about that. Let's try and level these guys up some more. And you can see here that we currently have 133 war banners. As far as I'm aware, war banners will be used to, shall we say, fund your noble troops. At least that's what I think. That's what I think will happen here. Okay, so I'm almost level 8. I'm going to continue trying to power level our riding skill here against these guys. I went in for an auto resolve because I kind of wanted to speed along our renown gain, you know, because renown is also something that we really kind of desperately want to get, because we want to get to tier 1. Once we get to clan tier 1, we are then going to be able to become a mercenary with Rhun, and then we can actually start joining the real battles. And who knows, maybe we'll be able to actually defeat an enemy vassal at some point. I actually have no idea whether that's even going to be possible right now, because we have such a small army, but I do think that if we had a slight increase from the clan tier level up, then we might have something. You know, we might have something. We're actually getting some really, really good kills here, and the experience is actually insane. The experience is really, really good right now.
Kill them all!
Well, that was easy enough, wasn't it? Yeah, that was really nice and simple. Okay, we didn't even lose anyone. Yeah, it's very great. Nice. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to just take a quick look at our clan screen, try and see if we are that close at all. Because obviously, here's the thing. If we become a mercenary and we continue doing what we're doing, we're going to be in the money very, very soon. As you can see, we have 42. This is pretty much perfect. There are 2 Erebor caves or camps right here, which is actually insane luck. Because if we continue doing this and we have the opportunity to become a mercenary, which we will very, very soon, then this is going to be incredibly lucrative. So extremely good. If I can just carry on and try to catch up to this guy. There we go. Thank you. Let's try to get a nice little auto-resolve on there. We did get we did lose a handful of people there. That is to be expected, of course. Let's go back here, try to recruit some more. Okay, that's good enough, I guess. Thank you very much. And let's see what happens here. There we go. Yeah, I'm just basically going for cavalry across the board. And we did actually level up. So let's go and get an additional point in vigor here. And an additional point in vigor? Why am I doing vigor? Let's do endurance. What am I doing? Okay, yeah. So we'll otherwise do mounted warrior. That sounds pretty fun. And then I could potentially go for athletic skill. But the question is, are we going to benefit from that? I don't know. Let's go for charm for the moment. Feel like charm is probably going to be making a pretty big difference to us, or at least I think so, maybe a little bit later on down the line. And yeah, we should, if I can get into a battle with both of these guys. Actually, I just need one of them. Okay, come on now. Do you want to... No, they didn't want to gang up on me? Really? They didn't want to gang up? That's very strange. I would have expected them to gang up. Really, really nice. Alright, let's do it. Nice, nice, nice. There we go. Okay, that's absolutely perfect. Now we are clan tier 1. Look at this. The amount of space that we gain from this. The amount of space. We now have 55 capacity. Wow. That's actually insanely good. Okay, yeah. Let's continue onward. Yeah, bear in mind that castles we can now recruit from, by the way. Because, yeah, there is a new little incorporated mod in this, and that allows me to recruit from castles, which I am forever grateful for as well. Because, you know, whenever... That's the point. Sometimes when you just want to go and get some troops... The villages have been looted, and you're like, oh, okay, well, what am I going to do now? The villages have been looted. I can't do anything, right? I can't recruit any people from here. And then you see the castle is completely untouched and perfectly fine, and then, oh, boom, there you go. This solves that issue. This solves that issue dramatically. Let's go for some more charm skill, I guess. Okay, so... We have another opportunity here for some horses. This would be fantastic. This would be allowing us to increase our speed even further. Because obviously what we want to try to do is any kind of infantry units, we want to make sure that they are mounted in some way or another. Alright, so we do have these... Wow, they are... What? Oh my... Okay, never mind. I was about to say, we do have these Rhun enemies, and they're very potentially good. And they just got absolutely slaughtered instantly as soon as they even took a look at any of our troops. Our troops just looked at them and they folded. That's insane. Okay, I didn't even know. I didn't even know that was going to happen. I was thinking that this might be, you know, cavalry versus cavalry. I thought, yes, they'll probably have a bit of a hard time here. But no, they just completely shredded them, basically. They shredded through them extremely fast, and that was it. Wow. Super, super nice. 2.1 renown there. And I think we'll probably... Yeah, no, we do have more space. Yeah, we have more prisoner space now, so that's wonderful. Let's continue trying to get as much as we can. In regards to cavalry, of course. Ooh, nice. Look at this. Yes, better shoulders. Very good. We also have bracers, basically the same thing. Light Step Rider Lance. It's got more reach. I think I'm getting used to mine, though. I think I'm getting used to mine, so I'm pretty happy with what I have right now. And I think what I should probably do is become a mercenary now. So let's see if I can... What's that guy's name? Yerzel? Yerzel? There we go, Yerzel. Okay, yeah, so we are basically going to be sending a messenger to him in just a second. Obviously, his textures just have to load. Bear in mind that if you do start up the game and you do install this and you become a supporter and all that stuff, you do need to pre-compile shaders. It will take quite some time to do this, but after that, you will have very few waiting times, right? Everything will be a much smoother experience. And obviously, as I've said, this is still very much a work in progress. So you will get some times where things like this will happen. All right, so I just dispatched the messenger, and I also saved because I was a bit worried that maybe it would cause a crash or something like that. You never know, work in progress sort of stuff. So otherwise, we're going to say, I would like to enter the service of Warlord Zamek Zamian. Wow, what a name. What a name that fellow has. Yes, okay, so 210, you say? Ah, yes, okay, very good. Yeah, so as of now, your enemies are my enemies, and your mother is my mother. Yes, exactly. That's what he said. You saw that, right? Yeah, that's what he said. Absolutely. All right. Otherwise, we are now mercenary. We are now clan tier 1. We have a pretty, I wouldn't say amazing. I wouldn't say an amazing army, but we've got some pretty decent units. I mean, look at this guy for a start. He's tier 7. We already have a tier 7. That's crazy. And we also then have a potential for a tier 8 sometime soon as well. I don't know when he's going to level up and actually reach that, reach that upgrade, but it's going to be super fun to find out. Otherwise, that's going to be it for this episode. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.